I always play a particular artist, so this week I'm playing Frank Ocean. I've been in such a Frank Ocean mood lately. Like, I feel like this, where I feel like I be cheating on Frank Ocean with The Weeknd, because I feel like the Frank Ocean hasn't gave us any new music, so I feel like I be forgetting about him. But I fell in love with Frank Ocean, his older mixtapes. Y'all remember the Lonnie Brinks collection? It was like 60 songs on there. The other mixtape with the orange car. That's the Frank Ocean that I know. But y'all know that Frank Ocean is supposed to be headlining Coachella next year. So I'm hoping that he put out some new music. I really think that Frank Ocean is going to put out some new music either the end of the year or the beginning of next year, because he's going to Coachella. Like, baby. Like, you know, we all like Frank Ocean, but he's not consistent with his music. He gonna perform. He can perform the old stuff, but it would be stupid not to utilize that and play some new music. But anyways, I'm playing Frank Ocean SoundCloud and stuff to listen to. I'm talking about when he was just before he came out. My Frank Ocean fans, y'all know what I mean. Before he came out, when he was like singing in Cold about a guy, but nobody knew he was talking about a guy. The good real music. But this week I'm going to be talking about toxic relationships. Are you toxic, or is the relationship that you're in are toxic? Okay. And I was supposed to be a guest on somebody's show, and I wanted to talk about this, but they decided to go with something else. So I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like everybody, I don't know, when Valentine's came around, it seemed like everybody was unhappy. I don't know if y'all was have a Valentine's, got a boo or whatever, but on social media, everybody for Valentine's Day seemed like they was just not happy. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like this one particular girl on TikTok, it was her birthday on Valentine's Day, and she on YouTube. But the girl on TikTok, she was crying because it was her birthday, and her boyfriend didn't even acknowledge that it was her birthday or Valentine's Day. She was crying, and he was just yelling at her. Like, she recorded all of this, and I'm like, what is, like, everybody's in these toxic relationships just sticking around and just staying. Like, I don't see how y'all do it, but I do feel like we all are not perfect. Okay, nobody's perfect. All right. We all have toxic traits, right? But I feel like we having toxic traits and a toxic relationship are two different types of things, okay? Like, personally, for me, I feel like a toxic relationship is a relationship where you both can't stand each other. I feel like you're in a relationship with somebody and it's gotten to that point where, like, looking at them or hearing their voice disgusts you. It made me nice and it's honestly. It was a toxic relationship, and I remember I was in college at the time. We was living together, so every time I would pull up to our apartment and I would see the blinds open because I knew that he was home, I would just like be so upset. I would sit in my car for a while just because I didn't want to go in and just. That's how you know a relationship is toxic. You can't stand them, like where it messes up like your energy, your peace of mind, like. That right there is a toxic relationship that you need to get out of. I don't care, like, I don't care how long you've been with somebody, okay? Somebody can love you better. Somebody that you've only known for like 6 months to a year can love you better than somebody that you've been with for 5 years. So I feel like Valentine's Day, it was just, I don't know. I'm single, so I like seeing other couples do cute, fun stuff. And I just felt like everybody was just depressed. Everybody was not happy. Everybody was either disappointed because the partner that they had didn't do anything comes to it. So personally, let's get into also like how you can have toxic traits and another person can have toxic traits and you all come together and it just becomes a toxic situation. So some toxic traits, I feel like, let's say you're with somebody and they're abusive. Yeah, that's toxic, okay? That's big toxic. Then you have a little toxic situation like for me. So people that know me personally, like my friends, they'll say, oh, you never give a guy a chance. Like, you never really give him a chance before I cut him off, right? And even guys that have interacted with me, they feel like I don't care. I don't be caring. And it's not that I don't care. It's just like I'm not going to give you chance after chance after chance to fuck over me like the rest of these chicks out here do. So if you want to say that's toxic, then okay, but if me doing something that's going to work for my peace of health and not letting you in my life do me wrong, I a friend of mine that I work with, she would say, like, you know, I don't give a guy a chance. I cut them off so quickly, and I may be missing out on a good guy. I mean, I haven't met no guy where I'm sitting here thinking about him like, oh my God, I really let him go. Like, nobody touched me that way. Nobody touched me that way where I'm sitting here thinking about, like, oh my God, he was the one that got away. Nobody did. Because I feel like if somebody show you a red flag, don't stick around and wait for 100 more red flags. So if I'm toxic because I cut people off when they do me wrong, or I see something suspect, thank you, Melinda, for all the pretty flowers. I love flowers. If I'm toxic or cutting people off when I see red flags, then hey, I'll be toxic. But that right there is what I call like a small. If I meet somebody that I really like and I care about, they're important to me, and they say, hey, Kayla, you know, sometimes I feel like you don't care, because when serious conversations come up, you brush it off. You don't want to talk about it and stuff like that to avoid an argument. If I care about somebody and they're important to me, I will do better and try to take things more seriously, because that's something that I've heard too, is that like, I don't like to argue. I'll block you before I argue with you, because that's just messing up my peace, giving me a headache. Like, I don't like to get upset, because it makes me sick, like health wise sick. So instead of me arguing with you, I'll just block you. But when I get in a relationship, my man may not like that, like the fact that I don't like talking and having healthy arguments, you know, where we don't hurt each other's feelings. You know, I can't just avoid it. And toxic traits, you know, there are some people, right? I've noticed this, especially with a lot of men. A lot of men will get in situations with women just because they're attracted to them, when they're not even compatible with that woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have nothing in common. Like, that always interests me. Y'all know couples like that where they're not even compatible, right? They weren't compatible when they got together. They only got with each other because, oh, you know, maybe they were high school sweethearts, or because he likes the way she looks and she likes the way he looks and stuff like that. They have nothing in common. So every time you see them, they arguing, they mad, like they always, you know, bad fun. Like, those couples, I can't stand those type of couples, because it's like, why are you together? Is it the kids? Like, what? Is it because you don't know what your family gonna? Kids don't hear. Like, so many people that I know, they'll talk about like being raised in toxic households. If any of you all like been in, like, had families and your parents used to argue and it was just yelling and fighting and stuff like that. Like, I honestly feel like that right there can affect you growing up into an adult based on what you had to experience and listen to and hear as a kid. Listen to all that toxic drama and bullshit as a kid. Like, I don't think adults realize what that does to little kids. Hearing y'all fighting and arguing all night, that is such toxic. And why? And they always say, oh, we sticking together for our kids and we don't want to break the family up. Those kids would be way more happier if daddy moved out. Peaceful, if mommy was not crying all the time. You get what I'm saying? So I'm actually curious, like, if you are listening, you grew up in a household that was toxic, like, I would definitely want to hear, like, what you went through and stuff like that. So if you want, now look, I know I'm solo on here. So if somebody wanted to join on here, would they be able to, even though would they be able to if I went on here solo? I went on here one time where I had the multiple boxes, but the reason why I didn't like that is because people were jumping on the live, not even wanting to talk. Ooh, okay, look, see, this is it. Okay, so I think I see a person. So what that does, let me see. Okay, let's see what this is. Hello. What's up with you? How you doing?